Alright, welcome everybody to T.A.P.N, the Arkansas Paranormal Network. Everybody out there on Facebook, thanks for joining us on the Arkansas Ghost Hunters of Crawford County. We haven't been on in a while, so I thought this weekend would be a good weekend to actually fire things up and try new things, new ways, and see how things are running. We got several platforms going. We're broadcasting on all platforms. iHeart, you name it, it's there. So go to there and you can listen to us on iHeart radios and everything else. Hello, Susan. I'm glad you can join us for tonight. We'll be talking about just a little bit about the 4th of July and the paranormal, how the 4th of July affects the paranormal during this event. So, hello, Tanya. I want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. I hope everybody's had a safe one, and if you're out and about watching the fireworks going off, be safe. And just be safe and do social distancing and all that. You know, just be well, and hopefully we'll pull through this. I'm doing great, Susan, and I'm still looking for what you told me to look for, and I've got so many videos, I don't know exactly where it's at, so I am still looking for it. So just, I haven't gave up on you, so don't give on me. But anyway, now I thought about talking about just a little bit about paranormal, and people that's in the chat room maybe can give me their opinion on certain things on the paranormal stuff. So like I said, we are talking about some different so much different things about the 4th of July, and if it has an effect with the paranormal. Is 4th of July have a lot of people like to go out on the 4th of July and do investigations and stuff like that, and a lot of people think that it makes the activity more. My experience is we have been doing some investigations on 4th of July, and we've had a lot of activity on 4th of July. But is that just for the 4th of July, or is it for just that day? So there's a lot of things you got to look for. Watch the barometer and the moon phase, the star phases, and all that for that day. Is it all that, or is it for the paranormal on the 4th? Well, some people think that the noises from the fireworks and stuff like that stirs up, sort of like people who have gone into at battlefields and stuff, and they hear the booms and booms and booms and pops and sounds like machine guns going off and things like that. A lot of people think that they do increase the activity. But is it really the paranormal? Is it really the 4th of July? Is it all the banging and stuff that's in the air? Does it really make it more active? What happens if 4th of July and it's raining? A lot of people think that the static electricity in the air, the water, the lightning, it's just got all that. The static in the air brings out the more of the paranormal activities. Well, 4th of July doesn't have that, but we did have rain in the area, and some of the areas had a lot of lightning and stuff like that, so it has stimulated the air a lot. And some of those areas may have more paranormal activity going on. But is it the fireworks, or is it just the nature? It's a good question. There's a lot of good questions about that. So anybody out there that has that's in the chat rooms and stuff like this, Susan and Tanya, if you have any opinions on what you think that might be, then just type it in. Let me see what you got. I haven't got any literature up yet, so I've been trying to get all this mess straightened up. I got a platform over here. I don't know exactly where it's broadcasting to. And wherever it's up and running, but it's facing this way. So I'm actually looking at that camera and looking at all these instruments in front of it. You can see it. This right here is my phone that I use. Let's use Wi-Fi. But all my little instruments are out here in front. I do have them. Have 2 of them on. If you see I got this one on and I got this one on, just to see if it go off. I'm not saying it will, but I am generating a lot of energy in the air because I've got over there in the corner, you can see the plasma ball going off. And guess what? I've got it sitting right underneath the haunted dolls. That's pretty cool, huh? Maybe they'll get up and dance a jig here in a little bit. You never know. Let me see if I can look up some stuff here. Got a lot of windows open. All right. Let's see here.
New message standing by.
I don't know if y'all can hear that in the background. It sounds like we're in the city here. There was not supposed to be no fireworks display in the city. I mean, anybody, and it sounds like to me they are outside shooting fireworks inside the city. All right, let's see. Well, that didn't help me none. But anyway, we'll trying not to have a lot of dead air, but I am, unfortunately. like I said, I decided to get on here. I thought it'd be a good event to have this on the 4th of July. A lot of people don't have things to do, so I decided to come on here and talk about some little stuff. And if I don't find anything about the 4th of July, but experience will go with paranormal on the 4th of July. So it's so, a lot of teams have, experience a lot of times, and a lot of times those teams don't have experience. I guess that goes with the 4th of July. It kind of depends if you're maybe out on some of the battlefields doing an investigation. Maybe you have the fireworks might generate what we call a mini afterlife war going on. You never know. It's one of those things. Maybe you're in one of the older homes that was around back then. Maybe that will go off. Another place where we were at on the 4th of July, it was actually not really 4th of July weekend. It was 4th of July weekend because the 4th was like on a Monday or, whatever it was. It wasn't exactly on the weekend. And we were down in a very active old hospital. That's all I'm going to say. Can't say where it's at. I can say it's here in Arkansas. It's very active. And then we was down there weekend of the 4th. And, of course, there were fireworks going off, how people are. And that night, we'd had all kinds of activity going on. It was one of those things that I think that we just hit the timing right. I don't think it was just because it was a 4th of July weekend and all the noise. I think we'd hit that date on a certain time, and we had all kinds of activity. But can we say it was the 4th of July? Can we say it's fireworks? Can we say it was anything other than the 4th of July making that go off? It could be others that goes off. I don't know. It was just one of those things. But we had a lot of activity on that night. And so it was, like I said, active. That's all I can say. And it was the 4th of July weekend. But I cannot say it was 4th of July that made that night so active. I just think we hit it on a certain time of that date on that weekend that it produced a lot of the activity. So, I think that weekend, we've been trying to go back on the 4th of July weekend. We've been trying to go back on 4th of July weekend, trying to get it booked on those days, that weekend for the 4th or the 4th. To get that in to actually see if it was actually the 4th of July that made it active. But we just, like this year, it's been the coronavirus thing and everything shut down. So we hadn't been able to go down there because they've got it closed up and won't let anybody in. And that's exactly what I'm trying to. You hit it right on the head. Tanya said it may have a certain activity with all the energy in the air, and that's the thing. If you just did, you don't have. If you had all the right instruments there to test like the wind speed or the static electricity, or to test the atmosphere while this is going off, while the 4th of July or fireworks and stuff going off, and then you would really know. But dude, does it? How many paranormal groups have all that? that can tell them that we have more electricity or static electricity in the atmosphere or in the air that triggered it off, or was it actually the fireworks and stuff going off making it active? Because if you have that technology, you could do that. That would be something, to actually have all that equipment on site and it up and running and testing and all that. Can you imagine? To me, that would be a whole lot of equipment. I mean, it'd be interesting to do. It'd be interesting to do one time, to have some kind of maybe some of these storm chasers or something or other that could come in and measure the air and all that as you're doing the investigation, and then bring it all together and see what happens. See if you have that. See if the paranormal is really active that night, and also have that person with that truck or whatever outside testing the air all night long and giving you readings and stuff like that, and then go back and compare them and see if they line up together. That would be something. That'd be a big equipment. That'd be a lot of equipment. But to me, that would give you some idea of when things happen. And I know you can go back and you can look at the astrology stuff and say, well, the moon's going to be at this certain thing, and the stars are going to be here, and the atmosphere is going to be like this, blah, blah, blah. But it's not that way everywhere. It's, so why can't you just, I would like to know somebody that has one of those trucks that would go on an investigation with us and set up and just see, if the activity runs off of certain things. Take fireworks with you. Take, and do a lot of experiment. Do a heavy-duty experiment overnight. That would be a great investigation. Maybe one of these days that'll happen. And maybe it's already happened and I don't know about it, But here, that in this area that I know of, it hasn't happened that way yet. Be great to have. A great way to go out and do, and all the areas that had a lot of activity and do this experiment. Yeah, that'd be all right. So, yeah, you never know. You never know what the fact is about it, and you never know unless you just really do it. And you won't know that until you do it. So what's y'all's opinion about it? Do you think that would be a good idea to do that? Would that be interesting to anybody? I mean, thinking of being paranormal investigators and ghost hunters or whatever you want to call yourselves, a lot of people don't think of that. I'm always looking on the outside of the box. I want to know, could it be this? Can it actually be a real thing? Or could it be, is the air, how much electricity, is static electricity in the air? What's the barometer? I mean, that would be great to have. And I guess if you could get what you call a weather station that you can put on your house. You got these weather stations, it's got the deals, tells you how fast the airspeed is and all that. And that would probably work. And you probably could make them mobile, I guess. I haven't thought about doing that. I just got the idea. But we got all these instruments. It tests the static electricity, and all this, and but you got to think: is it actually there, or the house, or what? And we're talking about 4th of July. A lot of people think so. A lot of people think that the 4th brings a lot of activity. I can't say it does, but I can't say it doesn't, because, like I said, what our experiences are. Now, my question to Tanya, I know she's still watching me in the chat room. Have your guys ever been out on the 4th of July weekend or have done an investigation? Does it seem more active, or does it seem about the same? And everybody wants to know. I got to tell everybody, Tanya Tupper, as they have a group up in Michigan. They're a sister group up there. So she's always with me. I'm always talking to her. And she's going to kill me because I can't remember the group's name. That's terrible. I'm sorry. She'll get me later on, probably. Well, maybe she's not. My little thing didn't go down. She'd already left the room, I guess, 4 minutes ago. Darn it. She'll go back and watch this video, and then she'll get on to me. But anyway. Alright, let me see if I can bring some stuff up here. I'll read some more stuff. That was just a topic that I always thought was interesting, and thought I'd bring up. Excuse me. Let's see here. Where all my files go? Midnight. Huh. Well, I'm going to say I say I'm going to get some little reading going on here, but apparently, as always, when I do want to do that, I can't find the voters. That's not good. Well, heck, right. I'm coming somewhere. It's just. Well, I guess that's about all I'm going to have to say. And I hope everybody has enjoyed this little program. Like I said, I thought I would have some other. There's a. Oh, okay. Let's see here. All right, well, all right. Okay. Well, anyway. Like I said, I thought I could, and I don't remember. All right. Well, guys, on the radio, I hope y'all enjoyed what I had to say. I didn't say much, just a lot of theory going on, and I hope everybody enjoyed the show. So the radio program will come to an end, but the broadcast for Facebook will stay, and wherever this thing is broadcast, I have no idea. I'll figure that out in a minute. So join us tomorrow here on T.A.P.N, the Arkansas Paranormal Network. We'll be talking about, I guarantee you, we're going to be talking about haunted places somewhere. We're going to try this haunted places theory again over on Sundays, and that's what I'm going to talk about. Now, people on Facebook, stay here, because I will be reading some stuff here about different things. People on the radio, we'll see you tomorrow about 2 o'clock. So, everybody, be safe out there and stay well. Good night, everybody, from T.A.P.N, the Arkansas Paranormal Network. See you later.